Welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Tulip and Golf. And we'll go straight to the rubber price protest.
Of course.
Happened in many
Provinces,
places yesterday,
I know.
actually, yes. So far, we have been reporting about Nakhon Si Thammarat and
Down
Surat
Thani,
Thani,
yes.
and some in
Trang,
Trang.
and exactly.
Yes, but
Chumpon,
we haven't
here and there.
mentioned Krabi and Prachuap Khiri Khan. So yesterday there was some news that the protester in Krabi is planning to block the airport.
Right.
So the police were preparing if they're going to move to block the airport, they will arrest the core leader of the protest, but nothing happened like that in Krabi yet. But the police is really on full alert.
Right.
But too many things happened in Prachuap Khiri Khan last night. There were two clashes between the rubber price protesters and the police officer.
Right.
There was about 2,000 farmers there gathering on the highway 412-413, close Phet Kasem Road. So
Right.
it caused really bad traffic congestion, both inbound and outbound. The police, about 2,000 of them, were trying to disperse.
Not going to be easy.
Point, not going to be easy. At this point, the provincial police commander insists that they haven't been using tear gas, even though a lot of news stations report that they have used tear gas, but they insist they haven't used any. And at the end of the day, after two clashes, there is a report of about 25 police officers got injured, and there were 12 protesters arrested. Some of them, these 12 people, included the core leader of the protester. The police report that some of the protesters were actually teenagers. There were about a couple hundred of teenagers mixed in with the, I guess,
They
older
could be quite
farm.
intense.
And they can be quite intense. And there's a lot of local reporters that feel too risky to get into the protester side, so they stay in the police side. So they got to see behind the scene after the clash that police actually got injured from some acid. But the farmers said that acid that police got burned is actually the same kind that they use in the natural rubber treatment in the process of the farming. So they said that the police was just being too sensitive, which is, being too easily complain about it, because it's just it's not even acid for them. For them, it's more like vinegar.
Well, but why would you throw vinegar at anyone? That's the thing.
But we saw the wound
Yeah.
in the news picture. That's probably not from acid. That's probably from some clash,
Right.
like physical clash. But
There.
that we saw some burn from the acid. It's not just a normal vinegar. Vinegar you
thing
put on your skin and it's not create something like that. So that's a bit scary. So, but no one died. That's a good news. There were two clashes yesterday. The police was trying their best to disperse because they just want the traffic to open up. It didn't happen, and there were still the police in the area. The report said that the Prachuap Khiri Khan governor somehow stuck in the area because the road closed in another side of the town.
Right.
Pracha Prom Nok, the deputy prime minister, that yesterday just got assigned to oversee the negotiation committee that set up by the prime minister initiative. He went down to the south. He will be, I believe, in Surat Thani today. So he started traveling down the south yesterday, since right after he got this assignment. He didn't get stuck there, but he was there at Prachuap Khiri Khan as well. So today he will be in Surat Thani to talk with the representative of the protester. Talking about Surat Thani, yesterday we report that railway station in Ban Tun has been closed since they started the protest. But decide to open the rail track yesterday.
Oh,
so whatever carriage, the commercial carriage that got stuck there was released from the railway station since last night.
Okay.
And the train from Bangkok to the south, the passenger train started leaving Bangkok since last night as well. So they believe that today the train operation will resume to normal, but the road is still closed. But as soon as
at least one logistic way to actually send out trade would be good, because that's one of the things that has been a lot of people concerns, or that the fact that if you cannot send produces anywhere, because that's linking, right?
Yes.
A big road or railways, that would mean that you're going to cause a lot of economic downturn for other sectors as well.
And the reason that there were clashes going on and suddenly more protesters coming up and get angry, because yesterday there were talk between the Natural Rubber Policy Committee and the representative of the rubber farmer, that they will try to negotiate the price. The thing is, the committee still stand at 80 baht per kilo per sheet.
Oh, okay. Of the rubber.
Of the rubber sheet, while the protesters, per kilogram. Sorry. While the protesters still insist that they need 100 baht at least. Now they come down to 100 baht per kilogram.
Okay.
So they're unable to make a deal. So in Surat Thani, even though in Bantul they opened the rail track, but in another case at Asia Road, Tung Song, Surat Thani, there's about 5,000 protesters gathered
Yeah, it
around.
seems like a lot more people are getting frustrated about this particular issue. But then don't forget, when you involve large crowd, you cannot control them, especially if they're young generation.
And
it seems to be like,
they are from many provinces, many small groups. One of the group in Ban Chouat, in Chouat district, which is one of the first group that gathered, said that now they will kind of stay quiet and they will give the government 7 days to come up with some kind of resolution with this price agreement.
Right.
So they said in September 11 they will elevate their gathering, their protest again.
Yeah, government gonna have to come up with something soon, because it
Something
seems
better
like it's
than
gonna
80 baht per kilogram.
Yeah. All right, moving on to in the political arena. Apparently, there has been a talk. I would just go into the softer side in terms of non-violence.
Okay.
There's a non-violence issue that ongoing by the Democrat Party yesterday, talking about requesting for a removal of Kun Nikom Vairat. Now, of course, Kun Nikom is actually in a big trouble due to the fact that a lot of opposition are not very happy with him, because he was the one that stopped them from being able to speak and such. Now this is a Senate Speaker, of course, Kun Nikom Vairat. Okay, I'm trying to get his name right here. The impeachment of his was supposed to be in place. Now there's going to be a petition from the Democrat Party. Apparently they have a big meeting over this, and they say that they will actually send this particular request because he violated Section 89 of the Constitution regarding impartiality of the person who chairs a parliament meeting, because it was that day he was chairing the parliament and said that no, we're gonna close the section and such, and as well as Section 122 of the Charter concerning conflicts of interest. Now they say that this petition would be submitted to the Senate Speaker, and if the Senate Speaker finds impartiality that the petition has grounds, then he would have to forward it to the NACC, or the National Anti-Corruption Commission, for further investigation. So at this point, the Democrat Party is hoping to actually seriously want to remove Kun Nikom out of the post. And that's the softer side. Let's just move to not so softer, not soft side. Yesterday, apparently, if you have seen, I'm pretty sure you have seen by now in a lot of front pages or even on TV, Kun Chen Thước Suban happens to have the same name as our political analyst. Kun Chen probably will give us a little bit more details on this about, in terms of what did she think about this. Now, this particular picture, as you can see there, the chair is not that small and the person that threw it is not that young. So to do this, he must be very angry. It was due to the fact that one of the Pheu Thai party member of parliament, Kun Payap Panket, actually requested that, to finish the session pretty much. But during the time, the Democrat Party obviously said that they would like to discuss a little bit more. They want to extend the time and such. So I guess after a long,
stressful working day,
verbal argument and such, Kun Chen decided to release his anger by pick up the chair, threw it, two of them actually, 2 chairs, and threw it in the middle of the room, when all the MPs were just shocked. And he even walked up to the front of the room and just pretty much point his fingers everywhere, start screaming, insulting people. So later on, before another Democrat get dragged out of the chamber, the Democrat MPs came in and saved the day, just dragged him out themselves.
Okay.
Yes. So. Yep, just show you that politics in Thailand could be very intense.
Honorary member of the House.
All right, let's take a short break. And of course, Kun Chen will definitely discuss about how the Democrat MP throws the chair. Please stay tuned.